In this video, we delve into the controversial decision by former President Donald Trump to dismantle the ambitious 30 by 30 conservation plan, aimed at protecting 30% of America's lands and waters by 2030. We'll explore the implications of this policy reversal and how it shifts focus away from conservation to prioritizing resource extraction. From the potential risks to national monuments to the broader environmental deregulation agenda, we will analyze the far-reaching impact this decision has on public lands and the future of conservation in the United States. Join us as we unpack the legal challenges ahead and what this means not just for America, but for global conservation efforts. 1. Trump's opposition to 30 by 30. President Donald Trump has been vocal about his opposition to the 30 by 30 conservation plan, a strategy aimed at protecting 30% of U.S. lands and waters by 2030. The initiative, widely supported by environmentalists, has been criticized by Trump as being overly restrictive and detrimental to economic growth. Trump argues that the plan limits opportunities for resource extraction, such as oil and gas drilling, which he views as essential for the nation's prosperity. His stance reflects a broader trend within his administration to prioritize economic interests over environmental protection. This opposition has sparked significant debate, with supporters of the 30 by 30 plan emphasizing the importance of conservation for future generations. 2. Potential policy reversals. Trump's potential return to office raises concerns about the reversal of key conservation policies, including the 30 by 30 plan. Many fear that his administration could dismantle the progress made in preserving public lands and waters. This prospect has environmental groups worried about the long-term implications for biodiversity and climate resilience. The potential policy reversals would not only affect U.S. conservation efforts but could also have broader implications for global environmental commitments. Trump's approach represents a significant departure from the conservation-focused policies of previous administrations, sparking debate about the future of U.S. environmental policy. 3. Emphasis on resource extraction. Throughout his presidency, Trump has emphasized the importance of resource extraction on public lands. This focus has been evident in his administration's policies, which have prioritized oil, gas, and mining activities over conservation efforts. By opening up protected areas for drilling and mining, Trump aims to boost economic growth and create jobs. However, critics argue that this approach undermines the long-term sustainability of these natural resources. The emphasis on resource extraction has been a hallmark of Trump's environmental policy, reflecting his belief in the economic benefits of exploiting natural resources. 4. Impact on national monuments. National monuments, which are key components of the 30 by 30 conservation strategy, have faced threats under Trump's leadership. He has expressed intentions to alter or eliminate these protected areas, viewing them as obstacles to economic development. This approach has alarmed conservationists who see national monuments as vital for preserving biodiversity and cultural heritage. The potential changes to these protected areas could have lasting impacts on the environment, as well as on the communities that depend on them. Trump's stance on national monuments highlights the tension between conservation efforts and economic interests. 5. Environmental deregulation. The Trump administration has been characterized by a significant rollback of environmental regulations, which poses a challenge to achieving conservation goals like the 30 by 30 plan. These deregulations have often favored industrial interests, leading to concerns about increased pollution and habitat destruction. Critics argue that the rollback of environmental protections undermines efforts to combat climate change and preserve natural resources. The focus on deregulation reflects Trump's broader philosophy of reducing government oversight in favor of economic growth. This approach has sparked controversy among environmentalists who fear the long-term consequences for the planet. 6. Influence on the Department of the Interior. Trump's nomination of Doug Burgum as Secretary of the Interior suggests a shift towards increased fossil fuel extraction on public lands. This appointment signals a potential conflict with conservation objectives, as the Department of the Interior plays a crucial role in managing the nation's natural resources. Under Burgum's leadership, there is concern that the department may prioritize resource extraction over environmental protection. This shift could have significant implications for public lands, as well as for the wildlife and ecosystems that depend on them. The nomination reflects Trump's commitment to promoting economic growth through resource exploitation. 7. Legal and environmental challenges. The potential dismantling of conservation policies under Trump's leadership could lead to legal battles and environmental degradation. These challenges could have far-reaching effects on biodiversity and climate resilience, impacting ecosystems across the country. Environmental groups may seek legal recourse to protect public lands and waters from increased drilling and mining. The legal challenges could create uncertainty for businesses and communities that rely on these resources. The potential environmental degradation underscores the importance of conservation efforts in maintaining the health of the planet. 8. Public lands at risk. Key public lands, including the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and areas near the Grand Canyon, are at risk of increased drilling and mining under Trump's policies. These areas, known for their unique ecosystems and cultural significance, face threats from resource extraction activities. The potential for increased industrial activity raises concerns about the preservation of these iconic landscapes. Conservationists argue that protecting these lands is essential for maintaining biodiversity and cultural heritage. The risks to public lands highlight the tension between economic development and environmental protection. 9. Contradiction with historical conservation efforts. Trump's approach to conservation contrasts sharply with the legacy of past presidents, such as Theodore Roosevelt, who championed the establishment of national parks and protected areas. Roosevelt's efforts laid the foundation for the modern conservation movement, emphasizing the importance of preserving natural resources for future generations. Trump's policies, which prioritize resource extraction over conservation, represent a departure from this historical legacy. The contrast between Trump's approach and that of previous presidents underscores the evolving nature of U.S. environmental policy. This shift has sparked debate about the future direction of conservation efforts in the country. 10. Global implications. The United States plays a significant role in global conservation efforts, and a shift away from the 30 by 30 plan could influence international environmental policies and commitments. As a major player on the world stage, the U.S. has the potential to impact global conservation strategies. A departure from the 30 by 30 plan could send ripples through international environmental agreements, affecting efforts to combat climate change and preserve biodiversity. The global implications of U.S. conservation policy highlight the interconnectedness of environmental challenges. This potential shift raises questions about the future of international cooperation in addressing these issues.